let's do the topics.
All right, we're recording. All right,
All
first
right, big.
topic: All Star Weekend. What'd you think of this past All Star Weekend, Darren? As like a whole event.
I think Cleveland, the city of Cleveland, did a great job hosting it. I think they did a great job integrating the city into the games, like the mayor being in it, MGK performing, being part of the celebrity game. I think they did a good job overall. I think there's certain things that need to be better. The dunk contest was kind of bland, but at this point, we've seen so many dunks, so it's kind of hard to say. But overall, it was pretty good. Another thing I guess we got to the point where we don't see Steph and Clay shoot the 3-point contest. I know Clay is probably on the injury, so it's not as much. But I think it wasn't too bad. What about yourself?
I thought overall, it was fine. I wasn't as geeked for this All Star Weekend as I was for like previous when I was younger. But I thought overall it was fine. But here, my thing about the dunk contest specifically, if we just want to get into that real quick.
Before we get into that, I'm sorry. Steph Curry dropped 50 last night in that game, and I think that was amazing. I think we that was crazy. 16 threes is amazing in an All Star game. I don't care what nobody says. And then on top of it, the halftime, I guess they were honoring the 75 uh, anniversary people. I don't know, class.
75 greatest players.
Yeah, 75 greatest players. I think that was kind of dope. But besides that, my fault. And LeBron hitting the game winner at the end of the game.
That was really
5 and
dope.
0 when he's the captain. But I just want to say that I thought that was really dope as well with the whole weekend, wrapping up the whole weekend. And seeing Cleveland the King ended it. I think it was perfect. But anyway, you can go ahead. Sorry.
So I think people have been overreacting to this past dunk contest. Understand people don't think it's thought it was bad, but uh, it's not the worst dunk contest ever. The only thing that really made it bad is dudes weren't finishing their dunks on like the first try, so it kind of made it kind of slow, and
Hmm.
that probably kind of ruined it for people as a whole. But it's definitely not the worst dunk contest I've ever seen. If I could find it, I think his name was like Gerald Wallace or something. He was in like it was like 2012 or something. It was like one of the worst. That's the worst dunk contest I've ever seen.
Pull it
That
up.
shit
Pull it
was
up. Let's see it.
tragic.
Pull it up. Let's see it.
I think his name is Gerald Wallace or something like that.
This is exactly why we don't go live. So we get time to see to pull this up and see this stuff.
Oh yeah, it was Gerald Wallace. Okay, hold on.
My man said the worst dunk contest performance goes to.
Oh man, hold on. All right, let me take off LA's box, and we're good. All right, you can you see?
Hmm.
His nickname is Crash. You know, he's had 4 concussions. He's had 4 concussions. Yeah, he's broken
Do you
all
remember Gerald
kinds of
Wallace?
bones. He's had injury after injury, but here he
Yeah,
is.
I remember. I remember.
And he made the All-Star team. You're right, playing for the Charlotte Bobcats. Right now,
Nothing
you
wrong with
guys are
that
doing
dunk.
dunks. I've done at the Calabasas Rec Center. No, you have not. Okay? I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah, come on, yeah, see. I've been to
So what is
Calabasas
that, bro?
before.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
They got that's what the ash round
Yeah.
is. Like the,
it
I
is.
mean, that's just the.
Yes, it is. Well, it's called the
I mean, I can't do it, so I'm not going to judge. I can't dunk. I'll be the first person to
what you
say.
said the first time.
But I don't know the overall difficulty of
fastballs
this
too, but that's
for
right now
this
to
dunk.
me. You can't have a safety net in a dunk contest. You
You
have
know what
to
I'm
let
saying?
it all go. You have to remove the bungee cord and let yourself go in a dunk contest.
I tell you what, your first attempt cannot. You can have a safety net
Because of
after
the
your
side and when it
after
gets tough.
your
Oh,
original doesn't go well nowadays, but you get like 5 attempts nowadays with your original shot before you got to go to your backup. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know that wasn't
Brown had 41 in the second, so he's got a 2 dunks
yeah,
in
I
the
don't
first
know, I
7
don't know.
games.
So this continue, it
Yeah,
gets
I think
worse.
he had like 2 or 3 dunks.
I had to come here. I was hanging out with the great Kevin.
doing dunks.
Oh my bad, I messed that up.
So the Lamar, they want to change.
Once again, another reason.
This thing don't get better. I was hanging out with the great Kevin McHale earlier. That was a lot more fun.
Flip Murray is going to assist. All right, I'm going to go in the back and get my sneakers on.
Please,
No?
because we don't have to break out the tape of Tayshaun Prince running you down.
Hey, it happened, but it can't be any worse. It can't be any worse. Boy, these dunks have got me even smiling. Like, oh,
There's not a person. There's not a person with a single level of. There's not one person. And I
It was
guess.
a
I
bad
guess.
dunk. He got a 38 on his first dunk and a 40 on his next one.
Yeah. What I will say is that was bad. That's clearly bad. But I think this one was bad as well, only because it didn't lead to the comparison of years prior. For example, when it was in Charlotte and J. Cole was no, I'm sorry, the one in New York where J. Cole decided to try to dunk, but they didn't get all the way up there.
Yeah.
I think there's certain things that just like make those moments, but there are certain dunks that also make those moments, like Blake Griffin dunking over a car. Those are the things you just don't forget where you're at when you see that type of stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, even if it's not the full length of the court, but
But
Yeah,
my whole
you-
point was people are just over exaggerating. I've seen worse dunk contests than that. The young dudes just weren't making their dunks on the first couple tries. That's all it was.
yeah, most definitely. I think they said Giannis was the best part of the dunk contest with the camera. I'm wait.
People are
Because
stupid. People are funny.
people are crazy. Oh, people are crazy. But how would you fix the dunk contest how would you fix the weekend in general? If there was
So-
anything that you would fix.
The thing about All-Star Weekend is I think All-Star Weekend is solid what it is. It's been great. It's been pretty great for the most part. I love the celebrity. I usually love the celebrity game. It's just fun to see celebrities play basketball. Back in the day, they used to do like horse challenges and stuff like that. One of my favorite All-Star moments was if you ever could find it, Kevin Durant is the two-time horse champion back-to-back years. They only did it twice. He won it both years. He beat Rajon Rondo one year, and I forget who he beat the next year. But when I tell you, Kevin Durant was pulling up from like the stands in the bleachers and just making everything. That his rookie, it was like his rookie season. I was like, oh, this kid's the truth. He's making it from the bleachers. Just pure. This shot just pure.
That's horse stuff. That's what.
To this day, I still haven't like got my mind around how like that nigga's range. And that was that's when he was a rookie.
That's what you would do to make the weekend better.
I'll
Just
definitely
bring
bring that back. That was really fun. The horse game was really fun. They got really creative with their shots and everything. I always like the Saturday festivities, the dunk contest, the 3-point contest. When they get the older guy, the older player, they get the WNBA player, and then get like a player that plays on the team now, and they do like the little shooting challenge thing. I always thought that was really fun. But to get back to the question, to fix the dunk contest, I don't think there's anything that needs to be fixed about the dunk contest. A couple years ago, they actually brought it back to they got 5 judges, and out of 10 through 7, they brought that back. And that's all they needed to bring back was the format. Now it's on the players. First of all, it's on the young players, the young stars to join the dunk contest and want to be in it in the first place. So we can have stars promote the dunk contest, just like how it used to be. The stars and these young dudes don't want to do it no more. So they have to get other guys to do it. And they're not as star powered, so it's harder to push the dunk contest. The worst thing that ever happened to the dunk contest was LeBron never did one.
I don't know about that.
Here's
think,
why. I think that let superstars say, "Hey, I'm too good for the dunk contest. I don't have to do the dunk contest." And by the time Bron probably thought about doing the dunk contest, he was too old. He was like in Miami already. So it's like he's way too old to be doing it now. So
he wasn't too old
the
at that
dunkers
point.
got to be better. It's all on the dunkers. It's all on the dunkers.
I disagree. I think it is on the dunkers, but I think the NFL should bring it. There are some professional dunkers out there. People who just go from hoop to hoop, just practicing dunks.
You
They
think
don't play in
so?
the NBA.
That's an interesting
They
idea,
don't play in
honestly.
the NBA. They got hoopers that just you can go to a YMCA and just see somebody trying to perform some crazy dunk. You see it all the time whenever you go somewhere. You be like, yo,
Um,
this because there's this one dude that could just get up. You be like, oh, well, then yeah, he's just practicing crazy windmill dunks and all this type of stuff.
I
I
feel
think that's who they should bring in. I think maybe have them compete against some of the NBA players, maybe for the first year. Maybe not. I don't know, but I think that'd be a good idea because the NBA players we've seen pretty much their limitations because they're not dedicating time to winning a dunk contest. They're dedicating time to win a championship. They're not trying to become a fancy dunker. They're trying to become a knockdown, lockdown shooter from the corner. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. I actually like that idea. That's actually a really interesting idea. Bringing in um, professional dunkers to compete against NBA players. That's actually a really good idea.
I
A
just
couple
think it's a
years
good idea.
ago, they brought in this white boy. I forget his name. We could probably find him real quick. But he's a professional dunker on YouTube. He blew up, making YouTube videos of him doing all types of crazy dunks and creating his own dunks too. And they tricked Gary Payton into watching him dunk and stuff. And it's a really good video on YouTube if anybody ever wants to go look it up. But I actually really like the idea: professional dunkers versus NBA players.
I don't think it's a bad idea. If not that, just have the professional dunkers just go against each other wherever they hail from. Maybe it'd be its own sport or something. We don't know. Um, but that brings up the next question. Um, we haven't been on here in a while, so we missed pretty much the whole football season. We're at the Pro Bowl now. How would you fix the Pro Bowl? And mind you, I think they did a great job with certain things around the Pro Bowl, like the I don't know what they were running, maybe a 40-yard dash with Tyreek, Cheetah, Diggs, Trayvon Diggs, Nick Chubb, and Michael Parsons. Did a good job with that. They did a little catch thing with I think Diggs and Tyreek Hill and some other people. But how would you fix that? How would you fix the Pro Bowl?
I
Because
would get
that's
rid of it. That's the
oof.
only way to fix the Pro Bowl is get rid of it. I like that we have like the whole week of festivities, and I think we should keep that. But there's no need for the Pro Bowl game anymore. I feel like that's the type of thing you just keep going because they get TV money from it.
I feel
That's the
you.
only reason I feel like that's still going because they get TV money from it. Because who
I
who
kind of
watches the
agree.
Pro Bowl, bro?
Yeah, I don't.
I
I
remember
don't.
watching
I
the Pro
can't.
Bowl as a kid, being like, "This is really dumb and stupid," because it's not real football. If anything, here's an idea that's not as bad as my first one, as actual idea. They should change it to like a 7-on-7 thing.
Not bad. Not bad idea.
That would
Not a
be
terrible
fun.
idea.
Get like I don't know, 4 or 5 teams, and do like a 7-on-7 mini tournament or something like that, maybe.
Not a bad idea. I think it's not a bad idea, but I do think something else that will probably be a little different. I don't think it will do much for the TV aspect of it, but if you keep those events that they already have with it in that weekend, cool. But just have them doing flag football with some kids. It's anybody can do flag football. Now, if these kids are just getting burnt by Christian McCaffrey in the open field, 7 touchdowns straight, I understand. All right, it was a bad idea, but if they're just flag football, it's just a fun thing. I don't think it does much for TV because I don't think people want to watch it still. But I think it'd be really good for kids. I guess I don't know if that explains it because for example, they did the Nickelodeon thing with I think the Dallas San Francisco football game, the playoff game,
Yeah,
where it was the slime and it was on Nickelodeon and stuff
yeah.
like that. I mean, people love sports.
That's really good and fun, and I like that. It's really good. It's fun, and it's a really good way to introduce a kid to sports. Maybe maybe the kid doesn't watch a whole lot of football. Maybe he's trying to get into football because his friends at school are into football or something. I think that's a fun way to get into football. Put it on Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
Uh,
most definitely.
funny part is though, I think both years they've done it on Nickelodeon, a player has cussed live on TV on Nickelodeon twice, both years.
I
They
mean,
caught it. The
that's
cameras
gonna
caught
happen.
it.
That's gonna happen.
That's
They
this is
hear it.
funny.
They hear it all the time. The kids hear it all the time. But that's how I would fix it personally. I would just make it a flag football game with some
With the youth.
diehard fans, so diehard football kid
That's
fans.
not a bad idea, and that seems like a good PR move too. And part of like their Play 60 campaign, you could put it over there with that or something.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah,
Get out and play for 60 minutes. Yeah, the PSA. I'm inspired by ambition right now. Get out there and play.
definitely.
But yeah, that's how we would fix that. What's the next topic? What else we got?
Okay, so we're going back to basketball.
Mhm.
So whose injury is worse for their team's playoff / championship chances? Chris Paul going down for the Phoenix Suns or Anthony Davis going down for the Lakers?
I'll let you go first.
I think it's definitely Anthony Davis for the Lakers. And the reason I say that is because we saw, I forget his name off the top of my head now because I just haven't watched basketball in a while. Cameron Payne. We saw Cameron Payne pop off last year in the playoffs. So I'm really not worried about Phoenix's backup point guard ball handler situation. The Lakers haven't been playing well all season. And I feel like AD hasn't played more than 12 games. Tell me if I'm wrong.
He's played more than 12 games. I would assume. I would assume anyway.
I feel like he hasn't played a lot. I feel like this is, tell me if I'm wrong about this too. I feel like this is the third time he got injured this season.
It's the second or third time. I know Charles Barkley called him street clothes for a reason. Either a
It's
season.
getting tragic, and they're already not that great of a basketball team in the West, and to lose your second best player, who really hasn't even been there, and from what I'm hearing, it's a very serious injury too. It's very serious. So
Look serious.
the Lakers might fuck around and not make the playoffs. That's how bad this might get.
I mean, they were already floating at that ninth seed, so they were in playing game right now anyway. So kind of, I don't know. So I feel you with that, but probably the second sentence that you hit and everything you said is the reason why I say it's more about Chris Paul. They're not good. The Lakers aren't good. We don't even know what they're going to do if they make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, they're in the playing game. So it might jeopardize their chances, but I don't really think they have too much of a chance. Well, when you look at Phoenix, they're the number 2 seed, or they're the number 1 seed in the West, I believe. I think they're the number one in the West. And you can say Cameron Payne, but one thing that we saw when Chris Paul went down in the playoffs is that Devin Booker took a lot more shots, which is not a bad thing if he's making them. But there's times where you'd be like, all right, he's forcing these shots. He's forcing them. He's forcing them. With a distributor as Chris Paul on the floor, the ball Devin Booker's hands, making him either get a better shot or somebody else getting the shot instead. I personally think if you take Chris Paul out of that equation, you're losing a lot, at least on the offensive side nowadays. He's not the same defender he was 5 years ago when he was with the Clippers, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But they got a chance in the West to come back out the West. They were just there last year to represent the West. I think that is a bigger blow. I understand Anthony Davis would be the better answer, but they don't have a chance. If they had Buddy Hield, I would say yeah, they had a chance. If they were winning games without Anthony Davis when he went out previously, I would say they had a chance. They don't have too much of a chance. Anthony Davis is fragile. He gets hurt a lot. Go ahead. I'm gonna leave it alone. Go ahead.
Bro, I think you hit everything. The only thing I could say differently is, I just have to go back to my original point. I just think they have like the backup point guard to help fill that role. Like, let's say, for example, Chris Paul doesn't come back to like late playoffs. How long? Do you know how long Chris Paul's supposed to be out? You said like 6 to 8
6 to
weeks
8
or something.
weeks. Yep, 6 to 8 weeks.
So that's about playoffs, right?
Uh,
2 months from now is like
February.
April. We're about to head into
Yeah,
playoffs like May.
he'll probably be right around the playoffs, yeah.
So
But they're already number one in the West. That's my
yeah,
whole point. They can jeopardize those games can be sacrificed. If not anything, it builds a better rotation with their second unit, I guess. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying right now it'll hurt them, but in the playoffs maybe Chris Paul will hurt them. I'm telling you, without Anthony Davis there, they don't make the playoffs. So it's not even a chance to me. Like they already don't have too much of a chance. And the worst thing that they possibly did was that Westbrook thing, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
yeah, that
Leave it
Westbrook
alone
thing
still.
was atrocious. They should have traded him before the deadline.
No, it was kind of
Go ahead.
it's getting underlooked, I guess, because I guess today or last night during the All Star game, Clutch Sports, the agency decided that they aren't happy with Rob Pelinka, and that news just got put out. I don't understand what they wanted Rob Pelinka to do. If it was LeBron James and Anthony Davis who wanted Russell Westbrook, they got you Russell Westbrook. Now you want to get rid of Russell Westbrook. That contract is not easy to get rid of. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little bit thrown off by that.
So you could probably tell me a little bit more. I heard something about. I saw a clip of Stephen A. reading something
Mhm.
for Rich Paul. Something about Rich Paul wanting them to go get trade Russell Westbrook for John Wall and like a first or something. And
Mhm.
Rich Paul had to come out and told Stephen A. to go to everybody, to the news media, and say that is not true and that's a complete lie. Did you hear anything about that?
I did hear about that. They wanted John Wall instead of Russell Westbrook, but I don't understand what that really would have done for their team too much.
I feel like they'd be in
None
the same position because you're getting kind of like relatively kind
again.
of the same style of player. They're
John
different,
Wall's a
but
better shoot. John Wall's a better shooter than Westbrook, in my opinion. But it's not astronomical
yeah, it's not
better.
astronomical at all.
It's a you got to really squint to see it type. I don't know, and I think John Wall might be better without the ball in his hands
What makes you
than
say that?
West more than Westbrook. The
Oh,
reason why
okay,
I say
gotcha.
that, yeah, more than Westbrook. I think Westbrook is a triple double machine ball handling person. I think John Wall can play off the ball and just be able to cut to the basket and get a bucket.
I
I
agree
think
with
he could
that.
be wide open in the three and actually knock down that shot more than I trust Westbrook knocking down that shot.
Definitely,
That's
I
just how I
totally
feel.
agree with that. Westbrook is the most ball dominant guard we've seen in like a while. Like has to have the ball in his hands to be great, to be doing his thing.
Yeah, him and maybe James Harden, but that's just my opinion.
Hey, James
With
Harden's
James,
more off ball than he is.
yeah, well, yeah, but James Harden is still needs the ball in his hand.
All right,
We can leave that alone. Though.
you want to go ahead and wrap it up?
Unless you want to talk about, have we already talked about? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I was going to say we can talk about the Ben Simmons, James Harden, but it's all good. We got go ahead,
All right.
wrap up.
Then we would just like to thank y'all for checking in to us with this show. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace. Y'all stay up.